Hey up, it's Steve from the Old Yorkshire Geek, and welcome to my midweek live news stream. And already we've got Josh Temple and Windgrace in the chat. Josh Temple's ready with his harpoon, sharp and at the ready. Thank goodness. And Windgrace says we're going to need it. I don't know why. Windgrace must know something that I don't. To Sci-Fi Quest doing his Yorkshire accent again, saying, hey up. Maybe I'll do a southern accent. Cold blimey, Gavin, a cockney, all that, click me heels, all that, yeah. Right, we've got some news. By the way, I'm shattered. I'm absolutely shattered tonight. So I'll try and not fall asleep during this stream. Anyway, right, so I've got some news items that I have curated. The first one's a very sad one, so we'll just get on with it. Hang on, let me full screen the bugger. Right, first up, from the Metro, Megna Amin. I haven't done the like and subscribe, have I? Whatever, don't matter. Star Wars actor Michael Culver dies aged 85. So I hope I live to be 85. And there he is. You may recognise him. It's Captain Needa from the Empire. Yes, The Empire Strikes Back. Right, Star Wars actor Michael Culver has died, aged 85. He played Captain Lorth Needa in the 1980 film The Empire Strikes Back. Why have they got a link just for Empire? I don't know. And later went on to star in the likes of A Passage to India, in which he played Major McBride. Did you take your flag down? I haven't got a flag up. Oh dear. How they're talking amongst themselves. Right, where were we? His agents confirmed his death in a statement saying, we are very sad to confirm the passing of our friend and client, Michael Culver. Something's happened to my screen. Hang on. That's a bit better. Right, okay. Sorry, my screen mod. I was like reading down my screen. I wonder if the cat's been on my table. Forgot what it. We are very sad to confirm the passing of our friend and client Michael Culver, a career spanning over 50 years with notable roles in Sherlock Holmes, A Passage to India, Secret Army, and of course one of the most memorable death scenes in the Star Wars franchise. Apology accepted, Captain Needa. Not dead though, is he? If you watch him and they take him away, he gets up, doesn't he? They don't just drag him off, he gets up. Anyway. Michael largely gave up acting in the early 2000s to concentrate his efforts into his political activism. It's been an honour to have represented Michael for the last decade and to have taken him to some of the best Star Wars events in the UK and Europe. And in that isn't Space 1999 there, and then the image up, further up. Didn't see him last Monday though, did we? In the statement shared with The Sun, his agents concluded Michael died on Tuesday, 27th of February, at the age of 85. We miss him. The late star was born into a creative family and followed his dad, Tony nominee Ronald Culver, into the acting world. God, I thought we'd done. He stepped into the spotlight performing on stage at the Old Vic in London and the Dundee Repertory Theatre. In the 1960s, he turned to working in front of the camera, appearing in a string of TV shows including Goodbye Mr. Chips, Man in a Suitcase, and The First Churchills. I've got a friend that likes Man in a Suitcase. I've never seen it, but I've got a friend that raves about it. His first recognisable role was in 1977, playing Donald McLean in a documentary drama about the Cambridge spies. Presumably it's not Don McLean of American Pie fame. Oh, crikey. Josh has got a headache. I've got an everything ache. Oh, pardon me. Culver appeared in several TV programmes, including as Squire Armstrong. Oh, excuse me. In The Adventures of Black Beauty, Major Erwin Brandt in the BBC drama Secret Army. I'm guessing he didn't play a goodie with a name like that. And guest starred in the return of Sherlock Holmes. Later in life, he made a guest appearance in Doctors, as well as starring in Casualty and Emmerdale over the years. Culver is survived by his wife, 3 children, and 4 grandchildren. And they didn't even mention Space 1999, did they? Even though they've got 2 pictures from it, one there and one there. He's flying an eagle with somebody. Right, so there we go. So that's very sad, Michael Culver. Captain Needa has finally died. But I hope I live to be 85. I mean, you can't be too sad, can you? I mean, it's sad for his family and all that, but I hope I live to be 85. unlikely. Anyway, let's move on. I'll say it now. Don't forget, like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment in the chat later. Join us in the live chat if you're watching live. Later on, I'll be uploading it to Spotify, Amazon Music Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Links for all the stories in the description. Later on, I'll be putting timestamps in. We should be live on YouTube. I didn't check, did I? Should be live on YouTube. Should be live on Rumble with its snazzy new thingamabob. What's the hell's that? Oh, it's showing an advert. What was going on then? Oh dear, I turned my ad blocker off. That's why. Come on, skip ads then. Bloody hell. I should have kept my ad blocker on. Right, we're off. We're live on Rumble. And we should be live on Twitch. Yes, we are. Right. Right. Hang on. My eye's itching. Oh, crikey. Just Temple says, my grandpa is 93, going to be 94. My grandma was 92. So I think good chance that you'll live to be a grand old age, Josh. Barring accidents, heaven forbid. Anyway, cool. Right, so what else was I saying? That's it, isn't it? Right, so we can carry on. By the way, good news, I've reached me targets, for monetisation, but for some reason I can't get monetised because it keeps rejecting the account I've chosen to be. I don't know. It's confusing. I don't get it, and I've tried again, and we'll see what happens. But anyway, whatever. So you can't send me super chats yet. I don't think you can anyway. Right, what's next? Star Wars. Well, it's not Star Wars. It's Jake Lloyd. There it is, from TMZ. Who wrote this one? It doesn't say, does it? Does it say? No, it doesn't say who wrote this one. But it's from TMZ anyway. Star Wars star Jake Lloyd checked into rehab 10 months ago amid psychotic break. And there he is. As a kid. Star Wars child star Jake Lloyd has been receiving treatment at a mental health facility for the past 10 months, according to his mother. Lisa Lloyd says her son, famous for playing young Anakin Skywalker in 1999's Episode 1 The Phantom Menace, and Arnold Schwarzenegger's son in Jingle All the Way, began his inpatient programme in March 2023. She told Scripps News Monday he'd been experiencing a psychotic break while they were driving home after making a McDonald's run. So he'd wig out in the car or something, but that was scary. Lisa recounted how Jake, now 35, expressed a desire to turn off the car and unsettlingly proceeded to carry out the act while they were in the middle of 3 lanes of traffic. Oh, so he was driving. Leading to a tumultuous exchange of yelling and screaming between Jake and her. I can imagine. The incident caused a major traffic jam, prompting other drivers to call 911. And when cops arrived on the scene, they asked Jake a bunch of questions to get deets. TMZ. Details surrounding the incident. However, Lisa says Jake was unable to make sense of the officers' questions, describing them as a word salad. Hearing a jumble of incoherent speech is often associated with conditions like schizophrenia, which Jake was diagnosed with back in 2008. Jake was admitted to the hospital that day and later entered the rehab facility for an extended 18-month stay to battle his demons. Thankfully, there's good news regarding his progress. Lisa says he's doing great, even exceeding her expectations by relating to people better and becoming a bit more social. You'll remember Jake's faced his fair share of challenges over the years. In June 2015, he was arrested, spent 10 months in prison, and later sought psychiatric help following a cross-country chase that ended with him crashing the car. I presume that's the aftermath of that. Is that it? That's a right neck, isn't it? So there we go. So I'm glad he's doing better. It's always sad when people, break down. But yes, must have been all those midi-chlorians, yes. Wow, I give them props for saying facing his demons instead of using a Star Wars related thing, fighting his dark side or something. Yes, I think it does mention something like that, doesn't it? So it says something along those lines. But yes, and it's a wonder they didn't mention, he was driven to madness because of fans hating his character in The Phantom Menace. It's a wonder they didn't say that. So props to TMZ and whoever wrote this article. It doesn't have a byline, but never mind. Unless it's at the bottom. Is it? Give props. Nope. Right. So I'm glad he's doing well. Oh, that he was pod racing to McDonald's. We can laugh because he's doing better now, so we can laugh about it. Right, let's move on. I'm going to fly through these stories. As I said, I'm shattered. Plus, Sci-Fi Quest is watching Star Trek 5 later. So my eyes will be matchsticks, keeping my eyes open for that one. Not that I think Star Trek 5's boring. I'm just, like I say, I'm jiggered. Right, what's next? Next up. This one's not in the list yet because I've just got it. Just got the article. So I'll put it in later. Right, so here we go. So from Variety, Rebecca Rubin, Robert Pattinson's The Batman Part 2, delayed a year, sets new 2026 date. Bet it don't happen. Go away, Davine Joy Randolph. Don't see your video. By the way, I'll not be talking about the Oscars because I don't care about the Oscars. The only film I were really following in the Oscars that got one nomination for visual effects didn't win. So I would wanting The Creator to get some, my second favourite film of last year, but it didn't win. Godzilla -1 got the visual effects Oscar, and I haven't even seen that. So. Right, Robert Pattinson is delaying his return to Gotham. The gritty comic book sequel, The Batman Part 2, in which the actor will play the Caped Crusader again, has been postponed a year. It will debut in theatres on October 2nd, 2026, instead of its original date of October 3rd, 2025. Bet it don't happen. Delayed a year, never a good thing. Yeah, but it's not gonna make it either. It's gonna get quietly shelved. In addition to the move, Warner Brothers, the studio behind the superhero tentpole, has shuffled around other titles on its release calendar. Maggie Gyllenhaal's The Bride, starring Christian Bale, Jessie Buckley and Peter Sarsgaard, will take the Batman sequel's old spot on October 3rd, 2025, and Alto Nights, a mob drama starring two Robert De Niro's, has relocated from November 15th, 2024 to March 21st, 2025. The studio also added the latest film from director Paul Thomas Anderson to its schedule, slating it for August 8th, 2025. The movie, labelled by Warner Brothers as an untitled Paul Thomas Anderson event film, will be released in IMAX. Little is known about the project, though it features the sprawling cast, well, they're all like sprawled out, are they? Of Leonardo DiCaprio, Sean Penn, Regina Hall, Teyana Taylor, and Alana Haim. Never heard of. Production on Anderson's latest is underway in California, where nearly all of the filmmaker's movies are set. Right, what you know. Winger says, I know I'm an old fuddy-duddy, but I can't stand these grounded-in-reality Batman films. I'd be fine if it never happened. I actually didn't think The Batman with Robert Pattinson would be very good, but I actually quite enjoyed it. It were all right. I didn't mind it. It were okay. So I'd watch a sequel if they did make one, but I don't think they're going to make one. I think it's going to get quietly shelved. Because James Gunn's in charge now, isn't he? And he's doing his own Batman, isn't he? Bold and the Brave. With a different Batman. Anyway. Matt Reeves returned to direct The Batman Part 2. It's unclear. Returns to direct. It's unclear who beyond Pattinson will be back for the sequel. The first film, which took a grim, though PG-13 look at Bruce Wayne's earlier days as the world's greatest detective, starred Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman. I hated her mask. I don't mind her. I just hated her mask. It was awful. Andy Serkis as Batman's butler Alfred Pennyworth, Colin Farrell as the crime lord known as Penguin, and Jeffrey Wright as Gotham City's police chief James Gordon. The Batman was a box office hit with $772 million globally. But as I said, James Gunn's doing his own Batman, isn't he? With his new DCU, The Bold and the Brave. So I bet that's going to take the place of The Batman Part 2. Bet it does. Bet it does. Anyway, Sci-Fi Quest says, Godzilla Minus One is an amazing film, visually stunning, and at a cost of $12 million, it earned a massive $107 million worldwide, which is due to limited release. It got quite a wide release, didn't it? Well, it did in America. But it kind of spread out and wasn't like an immediate wide release, wasn't it? It kind of built up, didn't it? But yes, it did well. It did well. And as I haven't seen it yet, so wait for it to come to streaming. Did you see his statement about Peacemaker and how certain parts are canon? Yes, he said season 1 of Peacemaker's not canon, but season 2 is going to be canon. Because it's going to be set after, I forgot, whatever film is, Superman, the Superman Legacy film. Oh no, it's just Superman now, isn't it? Not Superman Legacy, because Star Trek Legacy is coming mid-2025. But, yeah. I don't know. And according to James Gunn, The Flash is the greatest superhero movie ever made. He must believe that because he's got Andy Muschietti, I think, who directed The Flash, directing his Batman the Brave and the Bold. So there we go. He said more than that, did he? Did he say other things as well? Well, I just read that season 1 wasn't canon and season 2 was canon, but I'll look it up then. Just hang on. He said something like episodes 1 to 4 and the first 27 minutes of episode 7 are canon, or something like that. So just make it super complicated. Be like the first couple of seasons of Clone Wars, where they were all out of order on the timeline. But anyway. I quite liked The Peacemaker, by the way. It was fun. It was a fun series with that. I quite enjoyed it. Well, more than quite enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. So, look forward to season 2. Right then, what's next? Come on. Bloody hell. There we go. Doctor Who news. Next. There we go. Doctor Who news. Or Doctor Who news. Whatever. Doctor Who fans screaming over return of Legend for next Christmas episode, says Sabrina Barr. This is from the Metro. And there's this is last year's Christmas special, which I didn't watch. Is Alien Romulus on your list? As there are articles about leaks? Are there? Oh, no Alien Romulus. Maybe next time, or maybe not ever. I don't know, but whatever. If it's just happened in the last day or so, last 12 hours, I've probably not seen it. So because I've been busy, that's why I'm shattered. Anyway. Doctor Who fans are extremely excited over the claim that a legend is set to come back, especially for the 2024 festive special. On Christmas Day last year, Ncuti Gatwa reprised his role. Ncuti Gatwa's just popped up in Masters of the Air, by the way, the last episode. He plays a Tuskegee Airman in that. Anyway, reprised his role as the 15th Doctor after making his debut in the 60th anniversary special, The Giggle, where he emerged from oh God, I've got his bloody name now. David Tennant's groin. In a couple of months, he's set to return as the Time Lord, as Russell T Davies continues his tenure as the returning showrunner. When the Doctor Who revival began in 2005, it was helmed by Russell, with Stephen Moffat writing a 2-episode arc. He went on to become the head writer and showrunner of the sci-fi BBC series from 2010 until 2017 and played a pivotal role in Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi being cast. It's now been reported that he's set to write the 2024 Christmas special, and there he is. Not building me hopes up. According to RadioTimes.com, a clue was spotted that Stephen was on board as the writer of the festive instalment. It's been claimed that producer Alison Sterling's CV was updated to include mention of her working on the December 25th episode with Stephen mentioned as the writer. However, the BBC declined to give the publication comment on the report. Russell also previously said that he was going to be the person to write the 2024 Doctor Who Christmas special, so we're intrigued to find out for sure in due course. Whovians responded with huge levels of excitement over the speculation that Stephen might be back on board. Look at his stupid face. God, I hate him. Reddit user Pangolin Toasty. Hey, got to protect pangolins. They're endangered and stuff, aren't they? Don't make them into toasties, Christ. Wrote, given that some of the best episodes of the previous Russell T Davies era were Moffat's, I'd be happy about this if it's true. Mikel_JC said that despite Russell previously saying that he was going to helm the Christmas episode, he would love to see Stephen write for Doctor Who again, saying that his work was his favourite era and episodes. Filmologic stated, honestly, I really like Moffat's episodes. Are they perfect? No, but they're usually a lot of creative fun, and some of them among the very best. Glad to see him return. I think of him as like the Brannon Braga of Doctor Who. His episodes are kind of dark, aren't they? And Brannon Braga's Star Trek episodes were generally quite dark. Anyway, that OX1 or O times 1 or 0 times whatever, River Song also added, I hope it's true, his eras and his episodes are always my favourites. I'd love to see TOYG write for Who again. Behave. Oh, there's Stephen Moffat with Karen Gillan and what's her face? I forgot her bloody name now. But she was in Captain America, the first Avenger. What's her name? Jenna Coleman. There, we got there. Jenna Coleman. Another Reddit user called iBrosidon stressed that Stephen is one of the greatest Doctor Who writers of all time, highlighting the fact that Russell has always been a very vocal fan. If I was RTD and tasked with saving Doctor Who and bringing it back into the mainstream after the Chibnall era, then the first thing I would do is call Moffat and get him to come back and write something. Well, that wasn't the first thing he did, was it? Demerch Michael also remarked, RTD and Stephen Moffat out here taking a well-deserved victory lap. It'll be shite. It will. I bet it is. Last month, Stephen shared a picture on Instagram of himself with former Doctor Who companions Karen Gillan and Jenna Coleman, remembered before I read it, who played Amy Pond and Clara Oswald, respectively. Old friends, old man, he wrote in his caption, as Russell commented underneath, oh wow! He said it like, as he typed it, I bet he went, oh wow, love heart. That's how he talks. Bloody hate Russell T Davies. Doctor Who is available to watch on the BBC iPlayer and other places, but Aidan's always saying, you fancy Karen Gillan, don't you, Dad? Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so there we go. So Stephen Moffat allegedly returning to do the 2024 Christmas special. Not building me hopes up. Not building me hopes up. I built me hopes up. I mean, I didn't mind the anniversary episodes. They were amazing, but I liked the first one most because, you know, it got all me nerdy, geeky stuff going. But, you know, they weren't terrible, were they? But, you know, there were little nods in it that got on my nerves and little bits. But I couldn't get through the Christmas special. 10 minutes in, turned it off, couldn't do with it, So I'm not building up my hopes for the upcoming series or the next Christmas special. So there. So to Doctor Who. So there we go. Right. Let's move on. Hey, what's next? Star Trek next. Is it appearing? Oh, yes, it's there. Right. Okay. This one's from Gizmodo, with adverts and everything. I turned off my ad blockers in case that had something to do with my YouTube thing, my monetization, and because it was doing all daft stuff when I was trying to click on things. So I don't know. Anyway, where was I? Gizmodo, James Whitbrook wrote this one. Go away. Discovery will be the first Star Trek show in 50 years to end without a Jonathan Frakes appearance. At least he's been behind the camera plenty enough over its 5 seasons, which is at least an honorary Frakes appearance. And there's the not very diverse photo from presumably the upcoming season of Discovery. Just saying. I was just chatting about this article. Oh, cool. I've not read it yet. Did you say Ruby Sunday? I was AFC. I don't know what AFC stands for, apart from Association Football Club. Anyway. When you think of the most important people in Star Trek history, in terms of actors at least, you might look to the legacies of people like William Shatner or Patrick Stewart. Sir Patrick Stewart, oh boy. Oh, away from computer. So I'll have to remember now. Away from computer. Right. Let's try and remember that. LOL. IIRC. Anyway, right, where were we? But the real answer to that question is probably Jonathan Frakes, who has been part of a pretty much all-televised Trek since the 70s, and when Discovery ends in a few months, pretty much part of all televised Trek since the 70s. Really? We'll see. Ends in a few months. It'll break the trend of his influence, at least in front of the camera. I hope this article addresses the 70s bit. American Football Conference, yes, another one. Association Football Club. Anyway, but whatever. He's been in every series, yes, except Disco, Strange New Worlds, and Prodigy. But he's been behind the camera, hasn't he? Anyway, since starring as William T. Riker in The Next Generation, Frakes has made a guest appearance in almost every Star Trek series since, either as Riker or a facsimile of him, or his villainous transporter clone brother Thomas. Not really villainous though, was he? Really? Not really. Responsible for the greatest fake beard reveal in television history. He had a goatee, then turned him into a baddie. Thanks to Deep Space Nine. Just 3 series have gone without an on-screen Frakes appearance so far: Discovery, Prodigy, and Strange New Worlds, and now we know at least one of them never will. As far as we know. Hang on, where are we? Oh, sorry, I didn't miss that. Of course, that image is diverse. It has a black gay person. Are you sure about that, Win Grace? I'm sure. I forgot the actor's name now. I'm sure. There's a person of colour. Anyway, I'm sure he is. Anyway. When asked by Den of Geek at a recent appearance during South by Southwest whether or not Frakes would make an on-screen appearance in Discovery's final season, co-creator and producer Alex Kurtzman offered a very resoundingly flat no. God, bloody hate Alex Kurtzman. It's not surprising, considering that as Discovery is... Alex Kurtzman just hates showrunners, it seems, doesn't he? Bloody Russell T Davies, hate Alex Kurtzman, hate everybody today. It's not surprising, considering that as Discovery is now so far into Star Trek's future, Riker is extremely dead at this point. At least, sorry, I'm just thinking, Wizard of Oz popped in my head. She's not only nearly dead, but she is really, really dead. Or extremely dead. At least it will always have a special connection to Frakes through his role as a similarly consistent Trek director. Frakes has been regularly directing episodes of Discovery since its first season and will direct the penultimate episode of the show in season 5. But it does indeed mean the end to a decades-long trend of making Frakes one of the most consistent Trek actors in the franchise history, and there's something oddly sad about that. I want to know about this 70s thing. Up there, they mentioned since the 70s, and I'm thinking, Was he going to be in phase 2 or something like that? Or was he like in background, as in motion picture or something like that? Wilson is first generation American of Puerto Rican descent. Maybe there are black people on Puerto Rico. Anyway. Prodigy and Strange New Worlds both still have time to have their own Frakes appearances. Prodigy is set in 2385, while Riker is still in active service, even after the birth of his son Thaddeus, for whom he would step back from active duty to try and help treat when he was diagnosed with bendaxic neurosclerosis in the run-up to the events of Star Trek Picard. Strange New Worlds, which like Discovery has a Frakes connection through directing, he shot the show's fantastic crossover with Lower Decks, Those Old Scientists. Being pre-original Trek would make a Riker appearance very difficult. Not necessarily as the aforementioned Lower Decks. But anyway, but Frakes could still play some role, whether it's an ancestor or an entirely new character, or a time-travelling Frakes, for instance. Since the 70s is because that's the decade the last Trek show he wasn't in. Is that what it said, though? I'm going to go back up and see. Who has been a part of pretty much all televised Trek since the 70s. It should have said 80s, really, shouldn't it? But it's a confusing statement for an idiot like me. We'll have to wait and see, and behold what Frakes cooks up for his parting gift for Discovery when Season 5 begins streaming on April 4th. Is that a reference to him appearing as cook in the last episode of Enterprise? Is he going to be Discovery's chef, if they have one? I don't know if they have one. That'd get fans angry, wouldn't it? I don't know. It wouldn't. But anyway. So there we go. So yes, but they shouldn't have put 70s. They should have put 80s because they were in TNG in 87. Was it 87 when it started? I think it was 87, wasn't it? So there we go. Very good. Very good. That was a pointless article, wasn't it? But that's another prediction. He's going to be Discovery's chef in the final episode of Discovery. You heard it here first. And Star Trek Legacy is coming mid-2025. Oh, dear. Right, what's next? Sticking with Star Trek. I thought it wasn't going to appear then. This one's from Digital Fix. Star Trek made Sean Connery... Go away. Why has that appeared there? I don't know. Star Trek made Sean Connery a god after he turned it down. Sean Connery was once pegged for a Star Trek movie. But had to forgo the role due to another part, so he was made into a godly figure within the franchise. And there he is as Henry Jones Sr. Now I need to buy a Peppa Pig. Yes, it's there, look. Being brave with Pepper. It's because I've not got my ad blocker on. Anyway, there he's been. Henry Jones Sr. in... Professor Henry Jones, isn't it? In Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Right, this is from Anthony McGlynn. You'd think being in Star Trek would be the opportunity of a lifetime for any actor. Certainly for most it has been, yet Sean Connery had the chance and wound up turning it down, although not because he didn't fancy some spacefaring. Maybe he didn't get it. But that one's spacefaring, that was fantasy, wasn't he? He didn't get Lord of the Rings, did he, or whatever. Many legends have passed through Star Trek. If you're familiar with the Star Trek movies in order and the various Star Trek series, you'll know it's a list a quadrant long. In the run-up to Star Trek V, The Final Frontier, which we'll be watching tonight on Sci-Fi Quest channel, director William Shatner and his producers wanted famed James Bond actor Sean Connery. Connery was offered the role of Sybok. Cool. Spock's half-brother and a Vulcan evangelist who uncovers evil while searching for God. Per Shatner's book, Star Trek Movie Memories, the former 007 was away doing a little new movie called Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade and had to bow out of getting his Vulcan ears done. Going to Shakari. At least he got the Avengers. In his teddy bear suit. Terrible film. There's still some residual influence from Connery in the film, though. Shakari, the Vulcan version of Paradise, or Eden, or whatever you want to call it, was named for him. If you say it right, it sounds like an abbreviated version of Sean Connery. Shakari. Sean Connery. Like Shakari, is that true, or is that have they just made that up? They just, like me with me Star Trek Legacy coming mid-2025, it's just become reality. Like Shakari, as if all the end sounds were removed from his name. Try it, honestly. According to Google, Puerto Ricans have strong African and European ancestry. Whatever. Anyway, unfortunately, Connery couldn't take his express. I appreciate the Googling, though. Appreciate the Googling, Sci-Fi Quest. Anyway, unfortunately, Connery couldn't take his express ride to space sainthood, so Lawrence Luckinbill got the part instead, and a jolly good part he played. A character actor, legend has it that Shatner discovered him by chance on TV in a performance of a one-man play based on Lyndon B. Johnson. The Final Frontier would be Luckinbill's last big screen role, and honestly, he went out on a high. Yes, he did. It was great, innit? In the grand scheme of Star Trek movies, The Final Frontier isn't the most beloved. In fact, a lot of fans would probably rate it quite low. I love it. Not me, whoever wrote this, I forgot his name already. Not Anthony McGlynn. Where were we? I really enjoy something so philosophical and grand coming from Star Trek. The fact that Shatner directed something so Spock-centric fascinates me as well. He and Leonard Nimoy had a truly fascinating dichotomy, and The Final Frontier taps into so much of their energy. It's about the core group, isn't it? It's the triumvirate of Kirk, Spock and McCoy, isn't it? Worth a watch if you haven't yet. Yes, come over to Sci-Fi Quest channel at 11 p.m. UK time. We have lists of the best science, blah, 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 blah. Star Trek Legacy, coming 2025. So there you go. I can't remember if I've heard that before, that Sean Connery was going to be Cyborg. It rings a bell, but I don't know. I could have dreamt it. But that's interesting. Say Connery offered the role of Cyborg. Imagine Sean Connery as Cyborg, eh? That'd be cool. I'm trying to think some Cyborg lines. I can't think of any. Share your pain with me. Hang on. Where are we going now? Hang on. See, you're on about other stuff. Right, there we go. Yes, because you invaded it. Hang on. According to Google patrons, blah, blah, blah. European, because you invaded it. We invaded everywhere. The sun never set on the British Empire. Well, that was actually Spain. Lol. I was going to say, what language do they speak? They speak dirty Spanish. We're on about Puerto Rico now. Filthy Spanish. Stop being horrible about Spanish people. They're lovely. And English, since they are part of the United States. It's like a protectorate, isn't it? It's like the unofficial 51st state, isn't it, Puerto Rico? Anyway, they want to get the Arecibo telescope rebuilt. Get that working again. Just letting it bloody crumble to nothing. Anyway. Right, so, there we go. Sean Connery. Made Sean Connery a god. They didn't make him a god, did they? They made his name into the planet, Shakari. When I read that, I thought, were they going to make him use his face or something in the face of God that we saw? But they didn't, did they? Actually, it's called Dirty Spanish because it isn't Spain Spanish. So it's American Dirty English then. Oh dear. Right. Move on. From Sean. The late Sean Connery. Right then, this next one from Cinema Blend. If I remember to put it in. There we go. From Cinema Blend, where are we? Adam Holmes, Giancarlo Esposito is still down to play Professor X in the MCU, but now it comes with a big condition. This would be a big ask. I actually know what this is. I've not read the article, but I've seen other people mention it. Not me. I guess Hawaii must be part of the United States then. What is in the Hawaiian flag again? Yes, Hawaii is a state. Is it the 49th, 50th? I can't remember which. Hawaii and Alaska became the last two states of the USA, didn't they? In 1950, I think, or thereabouts. But I can't remember which one. Which one was the last one? But it does have the British flag. It's the only American state to have the Union flag in the corner, isn't it? Hawaii is our 50th state. Puerto Rico is just a territory. It's like a protectorate or something, isn't it? Something like that. But there we go. Right. Having already left his mark on the Star Wars universe by playing Moff Gideon in The Mandalorian, Giancarlo Esposito is looking to get in on another Disney-owned franchise. Back in August 2022, the Better Call Saul alum shared that he'd talked with Marvel Studios about potentially joining the franchise, and he specifically shared his interest in playing Professor X. Nearly 2 full years later, Esposito is still down to play the leader of the X-Men, but now he has a big condition set in place for the role. It must be like Davros, doesn't he? By the sounds of it. While chatting with Empire's Amon Warman, bloody hell. I imagine some like Viking person there, just with a huge beard and horns and a big hammer, a war hammer and stuff, with a name like that. About his role as Stanley Johnston in the TV show The Gentleman, which I hear is really good and I've not seen it, but then I heard Shogun was really good, and it's all right. Anyway, which Netflix subscribers can stream now, Esposito addressed the fan interest in him bringing Professor X in an upcoming Marvel movie, and had this to say when asked if he'd given any thought to how he'd play the role. It's a protectorate of the United States, however, they govern themselves, so they are not technically a state in the Union. Yes, I know that. Britain's the 51st state, isn't it? Because they did a film about it with Meatloaf in and other people. He says, Giancarlo Esposito says, I've given it a cursory glance in my brain. I can glance in your brain. And immediately I go, it'd be great to play Professor X as some other incarnation than just the wheelchair, right? Because the physical idea of being in a wheelchair every single day does not appeal to me. Well, thank goodness you're not disabled then, Giancarlo. Jesus wept. I just don't feel that old, and I don't... It's sitting in the chair because he's bloody old, and I don't like to sit that much. But certainly we could figure something out, maybe. Professor X wasn't always in the wheelchair, but that is part of his character development. So I think about it a little bit, but I don't give it all of my thought because it would have to come to me. Don't give him the part. He's an idiot. And I like Giancarlo Esposito, but that's like an idiotic statement, isn't it? We didn't have Meatloaf in the UK. We have Hazlitt. Nice is Hazlitt with a bit of tomato ketchup in a sandwich. Also like a nice bit of polony now and again. Anyway, that's polony, not bologna. A walking Professor X would be a radical departure from how the character is traditionally presented, while Charles Xavier... Why do you pronounce it Xavier, not Xavier? Don't know, but anyway, was able to walk with in his younger years in the comics. He lost the use of his legs when an alien named Lucifer dropped an enormous stone block on them. In the X-Men movies universe, James McAvoy's Charles was crippled towards the end of X-Men First Class when Magneto accidentally deflected a bullet at his close friend that Moira McTaggart had fired at him. On the other hand, the X-Men comics from recent years have shown Professor X walking again thanks to his mind being downloaded into a clone body created by the advanced technology on the living island of Krakoa. I don't know, we always pronounce it Xavier here. Yeah, okay. But there's a wrestler, isn't there? There's a WWE wrestler called Xavier Woods. I'm sure they don't call him Xavier Woods. Or maybe they do. I'm wondering now. But anyway. Of course, this comes from the French, doesn't it? From Xavier. But they don't say Xavier, do they? But whatever. Xavier. Where were we? Krakoa. That's not to say he wouldn't be put into a wheelchair again at some point, but at least there would be precedence for Giancarlo Esposito playing a Professor X who can talk around. You mean walk around? Talk around. Still, that'd be a pretty big ask on the actor's part, and I have to imagine there's a strong chance that even if Esposito's Professor X does start out walking in the MCU, he wouldn't stay that way for long. Didn't you hear Patrick Stewart moaning about it, did you? For now, though, it remains to be seen when the MCU's main version of Professor X will be introduced, let alone if Giancarlo Esposito will play him. It's also possible Marvel Studios will he shave his head, totally. It's also possible Marvel Studios may court the actor for another big role instead, or maybe he'll jump over to DC instead. A lot of insteads there. After all, he already has history with that company from voicing Black Spider in Batman Assault on Arkham. Oh, I've seen that. And Lex Luthor in Harley Quinn. I saw first season of that. Since he spoke with James Gunn last year, perhaps something's already been lined up for him in the DC Universe shared universe. This written by AI. Hang on, where are we? I have a hooting Tawny here tonight. I'll say hello to her for her. Oh dear. He's already 65, not sure how long he wants to be doing this for. Well, he'll have to think about it, won't he, before he signs anything. Whatever, I mean, how old was Patrick Stewart when he started doing Professor X? Don't know, but I bet he won't far off that. Whatever happens with Giancarlo Esposito on the upcoming superhero movies front, if anything at all, we'll let you know about it. Blah, 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 blah. See, Disney Plus. So there we go. But with him saying stuff like that, it doesn't appeal to me. With him saying stuff, I don't want to be in a wheelchair. The physical idea of being in a wheelchair every single day does not appeal to me. Well, then don't do it then. Go and do some more chicken. Do another Breaking Bad spin-off, because they were good. That were good. It would have been around 58, 59, so not far off. Xavier. Anyway, so bugger him. So just, press the wrong bloody screen. Wrong blooming screen. Right, Stranger Things next. He looks like Scorsese in that pic. Did a bit, didn't he? I can't see his... him as Professor X? No, I can't either, really. To be honest, I can't see him as Professor X either. Not really. Right. What's this next one? Stranger Things. This from Screen Rant Cattle Gunning, or Cattle Gunning, I don't know how you pronounce it. Millie Bobby Brown's Stranger Things Season 5 update confirms our release date fears. Millie Bobby Brown's latest update about Stranger Things Season 5 will be dispiriting news for fans eager to see the ending of Netflix's cultural hit. And there she is as 11. I used a nicer picture of her in the thumbnail. While Millie Bobby Brown's latest Stranger Things Season 5 update isn't surprising, it is bad news for anyone hoping to see more from the Netflix hit anytime soon. Stranger Things has grown in scope massively since the series began back in 2016. The sci-fi mystery show was originally a relatively small-scale story about preteen kids trying to save their friend from a creepy alternate dimension. But 3 further seasons and 8 years later, Stranger Things is a full-blown pop culture phenomenon that has become one of Netflix's biggest success stories. For viewers hoping to see Stranger Things Season 5 in the near future, the show's growing scope is a source of concern. There are over a dozen actors in the main Stranger Things cast alone, many of whom have parlayed the show's success into major movie careers. And don't forget, they're all getting older as well. They all started out as kids, didn't they? And now they're basically young adults now, aren't they? So there's going to have to be a passage of time, isn't there, to account for that. They can't be CGing them like they did in the last season, didn't they? They youngified them, didn't they? I think, did they? Am I thinking of something else? I might be thinking of It Chapter 2. I can't remember. Anyway. Or maybe it were both. Where were we? For viewers hoping... This makes it tougher for the creators of Stranger Things to shoot the 5th and final season as they work to accommodate the schedules of an increasingly in-demand cast. Not only that, but both the strikes, in bold letters, both the strikes of 2023 and the sheer ambition of Season 5 story have caused delays. Why is that bold? I don't know. I had to say it in a bold manner. They made them young in It, yes. Don't know about Stranger Things. Yeah, I might have been thinking of that. Anyway, Millie Bobby Brown revealed Stranger Things Season 5 will film for 9 more months. While 9 months is a long wait, there's no way that Stranger Things Season 5 will arrive soon after shooting wraps. Right, according to Millie Bobby Brown, Stranger Things Season 5 will be filming for at least another 9 months. During an interview on the Jonathan Ross Show to promote Damsel, is that still going? I didn't even know it was still going with the Jonathan Ross Show. Brown said that shooting was not yet complete and actually not even close. Brown remained tight-lipped when it came to story details. While 9 months is a long wait, there is no way that Stranger Things Season 5 will arrive soon after shooting wraps. Stranger Things Season 4's bombshell ending set up a huge showdown for the final outing, meaning post-production will likely also last a number of months. Since Vecna's return and the gang's excursions into the Upside Down will inevitably require all manner of VFX work, viewers should not expect Stranger Things Season 5 to arrive until well after shooting finishes. This makes Brown's comments dispiriting, as it has already been almost 2 years since Season 4 concluded. Although Stranger Things viewers may be accustomed to long delays by now, a 3-year gap between seasons will test the patience of even the most devoted fans. That said, the 3 years between seasons 3 and 4 did prepare viewers for this reality. Is Stranger Things with it? I only watched season 1. Yeah, it's good as Stranger Things. I quite enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. The last season were better than the previous season. Seasons 1 and 2 were pretty good. Although, were it one episode in season 2? What it season 2? They had like one episode that was like totally different to all the other episodes, where 11 went on a little excursion to the city and did this side thing that was absolute garbage and shit. And everybody hated that episode. But apart from that, it was fine. Stranger Things Season 4 took 3 years to produce due to the COVID-19 pandemic's impact on the industry and the world. While 2023 strikes slowed down Season 5's production, full stop. In both cases, this resulted in more hype surrounding the series. There are many theories about how Stranger Things Season 5 will end, but the gap between seasons means viewers will have plenty more time to come up with increasingly elaborate guesses as they wait. However, there is one pivotal difference between Season 4's 3-year gap and Season 5's waiting period, and this could impact the show negatively. Quote, Season 5 has to get the ending exactly right or risk leaving viewers disappointed. Unlike Stranger Things Season 4, Season 5 is the show's last outing. There's a lot more riding on Netflix's upcoming season because it will define the legacy of the series as a whole. Season 4 could get away with divisive twists and fast-paced storytelling, since Stranger Things still had another full season to tie up plot points and resolve loose ends. In contrast, Season 5 has to get the ending exactly right or risk leaving viewers disappointed. The likelihood of fans being let down increases as hype for the show grows with every passing month, meaning Season 5 won't receive the same grace as Season 4. Judging by the amount of time most effects-heavy shows spend in post-production, Stranger Things Season 5 won't arrive until mid-2025 at the earliest, so it'll be clashing with Star Trek Legacy. This is not necessarily a problem, but it does put a lot of extra pressure on the series to succeed. Stranger Things Season 5's Max comeback, the conclusion of Eleven's character arc, and the return of Vecna will all need to be perfect because the show has made viewers wait a full 3 years between seasons once again. I've actually forgot a lot of what happened in Stranger Things, and I haven't got time to watch it again. There's too much stuff to watch. I haven't got time to be re-watching Stranger Things. I'm busy re-watching Star Trek. Oh dear. And Stargate. The creators of Stranger Things couldn't have avoided its production issues, but they can make the ending a success. Stranger Things Season 5, forcing viewers to endure a lengthy wait between seasons, won't matter if the series pulls off a perfect conclusion. There was a 25-year gap between Twin Peaks Season 2 and its revival, The Return. I could never get into Twin Peaks. And that cult small-town sci-fi mystery still managed to become one of 2017's most acclaimed shows. Yes, they are. Hallowed are the Ori, which is Gal Gadot's daughter. I forgot what I want now. And that could blah, 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 blah. Like Twin Peaks, however, Stranger Things Season 5 will need to stick to the show's strengths and encapsulate its appeal in order to succeed. After 3 years of waiting, viewers need to see Stranger Things firing on all cylinders when it finally returns. Oh, that's it, we're done. Yeah, I look forward to it because I've enjoyed them all, but I've actually forgotten most of what's happened in it. I remember Masters of Puppets and all that. But much of everything else I've forgotten. Oh, I remember them fighting a demagogue, or whatever they call them, in that Russian prison. I remember that bit. Yeah, but anyway, a gulag, Russian gulag. They fought a demagogue in, didn't they? But yeah, it's a lot of fun. But it's going to be a while, isn't it? It's going to be a while. Mid-2025. Tisk. I said be clashing with Star Trek Legacy. Right, what's next? That was my rendition of Masters of Puppets, by the way. Millie will have an excuse to shave her head again. Oh, not, because she looks lovely with long hair, I think. Especially blonde hair. As in the thumbnail. But anyway. Right, what's next? This next one from Bounding Into Comics. Jacob Smith. Rumour. Sony reportedly furious. Go away, drop down menus. Sony reportedly furious with Madame Web star Dakota Johnson for repeatedly disparaging the film during promotional tour. I missed an opportunity there, didn't I, to put Sydney Sweeney in the thumbnail. But never mind. The article's apparently not about her. Not that I've read it. There's Dakota Johnson. No relation, I don't think. Maybe the Stranger Things cast can go obey to Academy. Or go away to Academy. I don't know. It's only been a few weeks since Hollywood insiders were trying to ease rumours of tension between Sony Pictures and the star of Madame Web, Dakota Johnson. Damage control can only go so far, however. There she is. I'd say she's been, disparaging of the film. But so was Sydney Sweeney on Saturday Night Live. So they know that they ended up making a dud. Don't they? So who can blame them for having fun on the interview circuit? There were rumblings on social media that Johnson had been very unhappy with the creative direction of Madame Web from the second she had signed onto the project, because she thought she was in an MCU film. The rumours got hotter when Johnson went on her promotional tour for the film and rarely had anything positive to say about it. I haven't seen the movie, the actress said during an interview with Magic Radio. I probably won't. I don't know when I'll see it. Someday. So this is don't they hang around for the don't they go and watch it during the premiere? You know, when they do the red carpet and all that. Or do they just sod off to the party? Don't know. Anyway, Dakota and Sydney are both famous for showing their top bits. Yes, careful, Dakota could fire you. Out of a cannon. In an interview with The Wrap, Johnson disclosed that the Madame Web, which moviegoers ultimately tore apart, was far removed from the one originally pitched to her. There were drastic changes, and I can't even tell you what they were, Johnson said at the time. Tell us. The actress further fed the rumour mill when she disparaged the film on Saturday Night Live. And there's a YouTube link for it, but we're going to read what she said. I have a new movie coming out, Johnson prefaced in her opening monologue. It's called Madame Web. It's in the Marvel Universe. And it also stars Sydney Sweeney, so it's kind of like if AI generated your boyfriend's perfect movie. Very funny. According to it, I suppose you have to be there. Let's see what it says. Let's play it. If it'll let us.
I have a new movie coming out. It's called Madame Web. It is in the Marvel Universe, and it also stars Sydney Sweeney. So it's kind of like if AI generated your boyfriend's perfect movie. I've been doing a lot of press for it, and I'm just not good at talking to journalists. I think the big problem is that I say stuff, and then they write it down, and it's really unfair. Because most of the time I'm joking. Even when I was a kid, I didn't take interviews seriously. Look at me on this red carpet with my dad when I was 7.
Well, they're my biggest fans and the best barometer that I have, and they love the show. So.
Bless her. That's what I say. You mean AI didn't write the script, but it did. Anyway, where were we? According to information collected by The Numbers, Madame Web has grossed $96 million at the box office. I think that's worldwide as well. I could be wrong, but with a production budget of $80 million and keeping in mind that it needs to double its production budget in order to begin making a profit, it is unlikely that the Spider-Man spin-off will come close to breaking even. Spelled breaking wrong. Making matters even worse, Sony Pictures executives are reportedly displeased with Madame Web's lead actress's behaviour during the press tour. Per the Daily Mail Online, Sony Pictures executives believe that Johnson is publicly dragging the film without taking any responsibility for its failure. Lots of people at Sony are questioning her star power, and how she reacted to this failure will likely come back to haunt her, an inside source told the outlet. She'll probably not be working for, Sony Pictures or Columbia or whatever in the near future, but I don't think she cares. The source continued, not every movie is going to work, but a lot of hard work is put towards even bad movies, and for your starter shit on it is a bad look. I suppose they've got a point, because, but if a bad movie is a bad movie, isn't it? No matter how many people have worked on it, if the film's rubbish, it's still rubbish, isn't it? But anyway, it should say that, shouldn't it? It should say that. The film's shit, but a lot of people worked hard on it. And I appreciate that. So, thumbs up to the people who worked hard on the film. But sorry, it's a bit shit. What are your thoughts on using AI as a writing tool, Steve? I don't know. If you want to, it's up to you, isn't it? But I wouldn't know where to start. Just write. Surely you've got to type something into AI to get it to. But I suppose I don't know how AI works. I'm too old for that sort of thing. Our AI overlords are going to wipe us out anyway. But anyway, Let's just check the other streams, make sure we haven't got any comments on the other chats. No, we haven't. Right. Dakota is being looked down on over... Have you read? No, I haven't. Dakota is being looked down on over her talk of the film because everyone in the production is thinking, what if the movie was still the same, but also a box office gem? The source theorised, adding, she would be talking about sequels and probably praising herself over its good fortune. Probably. I say if it were a box office smash, she'd probably be saying, this film's amazing. But it wasn't. It was shit. The condemnation from Sony sparked over a recent interview that Johnson did with Bustle, where is that some magazine or something about like Victorian clothes or something, dresses. Wearing, you mean wearing? Proofreading, thing of the past. Johnson proclaimed that she would likely not do another superhero film after her experience with the financial flop that was Madame Web. Well, she still got paid for it, didn't she? I wonder if she would, you know, going to get a cut of the profits, you know, percentage. That's not going to happen now, is it? Hang on. I use AI to rewrite things I've written to sound better sometimes. Oh, very good. I don't, because I wouldn't know where to start. You can tell AI, write a sci-fi story about cats, and it will. Not well, but that's all you need to say. Okay. I just asked ChatGPT to write a sci-fi novel. It just threw up 3 chapters. About what? Be better than mine anyway, probably. Anyway, going back to Dakota Johnson. But it was definitely an experience for me to make that movie. I had never done anything like it before, and I probably will never do anything like it again, because I don't make sense in that world, and I know that now, the actress declared. Johnson further explained, but it was a real learning experience, and of course it's not nice to be a part of something that's ripped to shreds, but I can't say that I don't understand. The death blow for Johnson was calling out the way that studios creatively ruin films and make them unwatchable in the eyes of the public. Quote, films are made by a filmmaker and a team of artists around them, the Madame Web star continued. You cannot make art based on numbers and algorithms. Are you listening, Sci-Fi Quest and Wingrace? My feeling has been, for a long time, that audiences are extremely smart and executives have started to believe that they're not. Johnson, well, I don't know. I'll say, people as a whole are generally quite smart, aren't they? But you do get the odd knobhead. Johnson stated that audiences will always be able to sniff out bullshit. But even if, well, they're starting it out, it's bounding into comics, for God's sake. Even if films start to be made with AI, humans aren't going to, I'll not say that one because that's a big boy swearing, effing want to see those. And my sisters might be watching. As of writing, Madame Web stands at just 12% on Rotten Tomatoes. Sony's latest superhero endeavour fared slightly better with moviegoers with a 57% audience score. Similarly, the Dakota Johnson-led movie has a 26 out of 100 score on Metacritic and is averaging 3.7 out of 10 on IMDb. There you go. There you go. It'll be on Netflix soon, won't it? If it's Sony, their stuff goes onto Netflix, doesn't it? So it'll be on Netflix soon. And I'll probably watch it just to see what all the fuss were about. Anyway. I sent a video read-through of these 3 chapters. Well, it just reminded me of her from Team America World Police. I sense some anger. Anyway. But yeah, she'd probably not work for Sony or Columbia or any other Sony-owned studio. For a while, at least. But I don't think she's bothered. She'll go back to, proper films. Character studies and stuff like that. Or getting her tits out. Which I presume she did in 50 Shades of Grey. I don't know, because I've never seen them, so I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Right. What's next? We're getting there. Nearly at the end, I think. Yes, we are. Last one. Sticking with Sony. There we go. From Deadline, Anthony D'Alessandro. bloody hell's going on here? Venom 3 gets title and earlier fall theatrical release. And there he is. I saw the first Venom. I thought it were okay. But I didn't get very far into Venom 2. Because it got on my nerves. So I didn't get very far into it. Right. Sony on Tuesday said its third movie in the Venom franchise now has a name and a new release date. It's called Venom: The Last Dance, and it's now opening October 25th this year, not November 8th. The threequel will screen in IMAX and on PLFs. What the hell's a PLF? I've no idea what a PLF is. She get them out? Did we see her bajungas? What's a PLF, people? Let's look it up. See if we can find out before somebody replies in the chat. PLF definition. Pounds per linear foot. I don't think they mean that, do they? Oh, premium large format theatre. Why did they just say that? Oh, Matt. Oh, for God's sake. Premium large format theatre. That's what PLFs are. Right. Kelly Marcel directs Tom Hardy, who plays the Black Widow creature for a third time. The Black Widow creature? What are we talking about? Marcel also wrote the screenplay with a story she co-penned with Hardy. Avi Arad, Matt Tolmack, Amy Pascal, Hutch Parker, Marcel and Hardy are producing. Juno Temple and Chiwetel Ejiofor, probably said that wrong, also star. Venom 3 moves away from 20th Century Studios' The Amateur and lands on the same theatrical release date as Universal Blumhouse's The Wolfman. Oh, they've done another one of them. And Cinedime's Terrifier 3. I've not seen any of the Terrifier films. It's a popular front. Whatever happened to the popular front? It's over there. Quitter. Great film, Life of Brian. All in, the previous two Venom movies have grossed $1.36 billion at the global box office. Oh, is that it? That was quick, wasn't it? 6 comments. Where are the comments? Where are they? Wait, it said Ejiofor playing Baron Mordo or someone else. That could be interesting given the events at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home and the Doctor Strange connection. I don't know. The Black Widow creature shows a deep understanding of the character, does it? Who's the villain? Marvel. Yes. Am I replying to myself? Am I going insane? From Anonymous. Which I think is the only Roland Emmerich film I've not seen, Anonymous. Anyway. So there we go. So, Venom 3 is going to be called Venom: The Last Dance, and it's out on October 25th of this year. So it must be in the can. And they're doing all the visual effects of all this nonsense. Why has it got a chicken? I don't know. I've not watched it. Is this from Venom 2? I can't remember. Because I can't remember what happened in Venom 1. Anyway. Looks like it knows I'm old. Does the does the advert algorithm, because it's pyjama pants. I know they're for kids, but I could do with them. Oh dear. Stop saying Black Widow. Sorry. I've archived those 3 chapters on ChatGPT, so I think I will do a video tomorrow. Maybe a live. Cool. Kessler Danny Garcia saying The Bride of Frankenstein is coming. Yes, I think we mentioned that. Is that the one with... I've forgotten already. It's called The Bride. In Maggie Gyllenhaal. Is that one? It's just called The Bride with Christian Bale. That's that one, isn't it? But also we're getting The Wolfman as well, apparently. There we go. But we did The Wolfman in Friday Night Appointment with Fear a while ago. The Benicio del Toro one, which I really like that. Right, so that's it. We're done. So we'll leave it there. Hang on. Glad Ghostbusters Frozen Empire is coming next week. Yeah, my son said he wanted to go see that at the cinema. He'll probably change his mind. I mean, it looks interesting. I hope it's good. I quite like Ghostbusters Afterlife. It were all right. Didn't amaze me, but it was all right. Right, we'll leave it there. What's coming up? Can't remember. Oh my, Friday's appointment with Fear this week is Jeepers Creepers 2. I've got it on DVD, but I haven't got it out. I don't know if it's upstairs or behind something. Whatever. That's on Friday. Sunday, I'm doing another sketch time. And on Monday, I forgot what's on Monday. What Magnificent Mondays is? Is it Total Recall? I can't remember. Let's have a look. I can't remember. Check my channel. View your channel live. Oh no, it's Warlords of Atlantis. It's Warlords of Atlantis next, which I've got somewhere. Where is it? There we go. Oh, I've set up a few of me upcoming shows. Where are we? There we go. Warlords of Atlantis. Where is it? It's in the middle there, because this is a 3-disc set at the Earth's core. Warlords of Atlantis and The Land That Time Forgot. I think I said last time on a stream, didn't I? The Land That Time Forgot. One of the first films I saw at the cinema back in 1974. It was a double feature with Island at the Top of the World. So that's next Monday. Then next Friday, I think we're doing that one, The Entity. The one where I spent yesterday editing nipples out of it. And then we got Total Recall, which I've got back there. I can't bother finding it. Great stream, Steve. See you later. Take care, everyone. 45 minutes to get ready for Star Trek 5. Time flies. Yes, I'll be there. With matchsticks on my eyes. But anyway. Loved the first 2 Jeepers Creepers, and I wrote Jeepers Creepers Slaughter. Hang on. Slaughter Zone on Wattpad. Oh, right. Cool. Have a look for that. Yeah, the first 2 Jeepers Creepers films were good. The third one wasn't, and the fourth one, less said about that, the better. Take care unless you're AI. I'm not AI. Jeepers Creepers Slaughter Zone. Yes, I'll have a look for that. I'll chat with you all later. I have to get ready to head home. Hope you all have a wonderful evening. Look forward to seeing you all later. Yes, see you later, Josh Temple, and keep your harpoon sharp. Entity is intriguing. Yes, it's a good film. Is The Entity? I just said I had to edit out nipples. About allegedly based on a true story about a woman that gets attacked by a supernatural force. And but anyway. Apparently later this year, Godzilla Minus One will release on DVD and Blu-ray in a 4-disc set, including both colour and black and white versions. Cool. So look forward to that. Right, I'm going now. So, thanks Sci-Fi Quest and Castellar and Josh and Windgrace, and I think that was it, wasn't it? I don't think we had anybody else, did we? Didn't notice anybody else popping. For keeping me company in the chat, thank you for the millions watching around the world, not streaming. Figures. Bloody Toho. The mind boggles what goes through the heads of Toho executives. But anyway. So we'll leave it there. So, thanks for watching, wherever you are. Look after each other, and until next time, I'll say the...